right. Hey guys, it's early November, and at least by us, it hits 78 degrees November 6th. Not bad. Not bad at all. It's going to
It
cool
was
down the weekend.
81 degrees at 2 o'clock today in November.
Yeah, I mean that's just, well, we had that about 4 years ago in 2020. We had the same kind of weather, but usually at the traditional November, cool gray and it is what it is. But hey, I'll take it. I will take it. But so in terms of announcements, I don't have many, but there are a couple of things just to bring to people's attention. There is on November 10th, which I think is that I think it's a Sunday. There's the Music Expo's vinyl record show in Marlborough, Massachusetts from 10 to 3. So if you want to get some vinyl, that's one of your last shows in Massachusetts I'm aware of before the holidays kick in. And then, hey, this is for you, Bob. The New Jersey Antique Radio Club has its fall handfest on the 16th of November in Parsippany. Do I have that all right, Bob? From 8
It's
to
the
12?
Swabian Parsippany, and it's real easy to get to if you want to brave the drive. It's they're close to Route 287, 46, and 80, and we get a lot of people come over from New York, Long
Hmm.
Island too. So it's actually pretty centralized to this area. So I'm only about 45 minutes away.
About how many vendors do you get to that, Bob? Just roughly.
I'm going to say roughly. See, I got to do some math in my head, and I'm a little bit sleepy, so forgive me. I would say probably about somewhere near 50,
That's pretty
50,
good.
60
50?
people. Yeah.
Oh,
That's good.
that might be worth the trip.
I know. It's too bad we couldn't have we need a bus.
If
Yeah.
you want to get an idea, I mean, you could go back to one of my videos on YouTube, and I've actually done videos from there, and I've kind of gone around the room, and you can kind of get an idea. It looks like the size of a gymnasium,
Hmm. Okay.
roughly.
So
So
it's all indoor?
yeah, there's a fire door, and then there's the door to get in and out of. So we use the fire door to lug our stuff in and lug it out, or when everything's over.
Ah, okay. And I get one of these days to get down. Absolutely. But
It's a lot of fun. It's kind of like the last hurrah before the snow hits the ground.
well, so you do your holiday shopping.
Yes,
To
get
Bob,
that
from
special
Bob.
tube or radio or whatever it is, that gadget for your special someone.
Yeah, know, something for your wife that say, but she has a wine. It's like, oh, I'll take it. Yeah.
The
So
problem is most of our wives don't have our taste, so that's
no,
probably not good advice.
I don't think my wife would be amused.
Yeah, no, not at all.
There would have to be a joke gift. There'd have to be a real gift behind that one. But
Oh, before I forget, um, Tom, what is your mailing address? I have something to send you by postal mail. Tom?
you're on mute there,
You're
Tom.
muted, Tom.
Oh,
There we go. Okay, fair. It's very simple. Box 122,
box 122.
the thriving metropolis of Hancock,
Hancock.
population 362 people,
Wow.
Vermont,
Hancock.
COCK.
And what's the zip code for that?
05748.
748.
And thank you
Okay.
in advance. Whatever.
Okay.
As
All
long as
contributions gladly accepted.
hopefully not ticking.
Okay. Okay. That's nice.
All right. So does anyone have any announcements they want to make, or of course anything they want to show, or acquisitions, or anything they want to talk about before we show any photos? It's completely open here, guys. Ah, hey, Howard.
Hey, how you guys doing? Good to see everybody tonight.
Yeah,
Just a
ditto.
just a very quick I have a can you turn on sharing?
Oh,
Uh
right, right. Sure. Sorry.
Pulled
Um,
a radio off of the just pile that I have. I had purchased this from a fellow collector a while back. It's a French radio, a Reala
ooh.
57. I opened it up. Someone had already recapped it and did a beautiful job. And the only thing I really had to do was sturdy up the band switch knob, which I did by dremeling out the existing one and JB welding in a kind of like which one of those small adjustment knobs, maybe a DAC aware knob like you would see on a Simpson 260 meter, and it holds nice and tight. It was the a really good solid fix. So anyway, it's really nice sometimes when you get an easy one, and this was one. The EM85 tube, I would say, is about 60% brightness. So cute little radio, good sounding. Maybe I'll bring it to show to people at the next one of the next shows or something. But I just wanted to share that one with you.
Oh, that's terrific. I love the opera lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what and those and I guess that do they also serve to be side lights for the dial face, Howard? It says
Yeah, the same bulb illuminates the dial as what illuminates those two little side lights, which was just so common on the French
yeah.
radios, you know, with their designs. But anyway, just wanted to share that with everyone.
Oh, I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
That is really nice. In fact, that's the first one I've seen with the I'm going to call it the opera lights because you know it's that's really trick. The French have a flair that nobody else has ever been able to master in that regard.
Yeah, the side lights and some of what people call ears, meaning kind of accents or physical protrusions, kind of like give it a trabeated look, and that's very common on a lot of the French radios. So, little by little, every now and then I pick one off the shelf just to try to get going, and this one was a snap. So it was really good, and
Nice,
it's a cool little radio. So.
nice find. Now you just have to go find yourself, let's say, a period, not a period, it would be sort of like a mid 70s, late 70s Lincoln or something with the opera lights. So you have, you know, the
Yes.
full, yeah. But oh, that's cool. Really like it.
Yeah, cute little
But
set.
anybody else?
Well, I've got a interesting little piece that I picked up at the Deerfield, no longer Deerfield Hamfest. It is a Russian
Oh,
Geiger counter. And
oh,
that's pretty unusual to see one of those. And
yeah.
apparently, the guy somehow got hundreds of these things. He's been selling them on eBay, and the price is only $10, which is just amazing.
Not bad.
It's got what looks to me like two Geiger Mueller tubes instead of one
Hmm.
on the thing. Usually, you just have one and it's a little rod with a high voltage on it in the middle of a vacuum or low pressure air. But that one looked kind of interesting. The display is obviously pretty bad. Here's another one. I picked them up so that I could give them to people when they buy one of my Russian Enigma machines, the machine that the Russians use called codename Fialka.
Oh,
And
right.
this is another similar one with a different face color.
Oh, yeah.
And the neat thing about all this is they come with a complete and thorough manual in Russian, which explains all kinds of things and has a a fold out circuit diagram, which is pretty amazing. Let's see if I can do this without destroying it. You can see the entire circuit. It's obviously solid state, uses normal batteries, which is a good thing. But here's the circuit of it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And probably pretty straightforward. A Geiger counter is usually a very simple device. which just amplifies the signal that it picks up when a atomic particle hits that little highly charged thing in the middle there, and it puts out a pulse, and then the pulse is either played through a loudspeaker or it goes into a meter which has a time constant, so you can summate the number of pulses per second you've gotten and get a meter reading on the dial. Well, that was a pretty neat thing. And you might be interested in the fact that Heathkit also made a Geiger counter. I don't know whether you're aware of that or not, but this is a Heathkit Geiger counter. Let's see if I can get it out of here. There we are. Very cute little thing, very inexpensive.
Oh yeah.
And it let's see if I can get it to work. Flip it on here, and you can see the little light flashing there. Maybe I wonder if
Oh,
my wristwatch is radioactive. I guess not. But it has various ranges, and
yeah. You can't
it's
catch
kind
the
of
tritium.
useful.
That's cool. I
Yeah,
like it. I didn't know they made it. I wonder what years. It looks like from the 60s, I'd say.
I would think so. Yeah. It's called Radiation Alert Monitor 4. I
Wonderful.
guess that,
Plus the requisite atomic symbol.
yeah. And I
That's
don't
cool.
know if the name Heathkit is on it anywhere. Let's see. Uh, yeah, here's the write-up on it.
There you go. Fancy.
Model RM4, Heath Company, and little set of instructions on the thing.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, I'm pretty sure on the red one you showed that the red Geiger counter,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure on the back it said made in China.
I wonder about that.
Yeah,
It could be.
yeah.
It certainly could be. Let's see.
You know,
Uh, it's got various things there, but
Yep, yep.
maybe that's China.
yeah, yeah. Never
See
know.
what kind of battery. It's probably got a Chinese 9-volt battery in it.
Yeah, maybe. Um, well, I imagine the ones from Russia were probably some local store near Chernobyl. Everyone needs to have one.
Yes.
But oh, that's terrific, Tom. Some really neat finds.
Yeah, unusual and ideal for the Russian Enigma machines. When I sell an Enigma machine, a German Enigma machine, I usually include a genuine World War II German telegraph key. And now I've got something that I can include with the Russian machines. The Russian machines are being stolen from the military, which is sort of no longer military because of the breakup of the Soviet Union. But they have these machines and they put them out in a big pile and they get a guy with a sledgehammer to break them up. And then they get another guy to pour gasoline on the pile and somebody lights it. And they all laugh and drink a lot of vodka and they walk away figuring out that these machines have been totally destroyed. And my guy, the thief, gets in there after this and he grabs the lowest machine on the pile, which of course is not singed even, usually a little singe mark, but it's not burned because the heat from the fire goes up. And the only thing it gets a little brown sort of singeing on the outside of it. And he sells them to me and I sell them to people who are interested in Russian technology. And it was only last month that the Russians declassified these machines. And that's really surprising because I've been selling them for about 20 years. And the Russians were still using them in their military operations when I first got them. and then they stopped using mostly, but I'm told that there may still be a few machines that are being used out in the field in less important military maneuvers. They are very, very, very technically interesting machines because they're very much more complex than an Enigma machine. The Enigma machine has 3 rotors typically, maybe 4 for submarines, and the Russian machine has 10 rotors. And with
Wow.
an Enigma machine, the 3 rotors rotate like an odometer on a car. And with the Russian machine, they counter rotate. Every rotor of the 10 rotors is rotating in a direction different from its neighbors. So that adds great complexity to the enciphering processes.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, we have a you may have caught in the video. I think you had one operating at Fall Brookline that I was able to catch on the video.
Right.
That's terrific. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
Anybody else? All right. Well, I guess it's let me just get my make sure I got my screen ready to share here. All right. I think it's time to share. Uh Here we go. All right, guys, let me know when you can see this. I'm doing this. I'm actually sharing directly out of our groups.io because that's where I upload the photos. And I thought, this should work perfectly fine.
Yeah, I can see it.
Let's see if it's big enough. Is it big enough for everybody?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Looks
Good,
all
good.
right.
All right. Whoops. Don't want to do that. Sorry about that. Ugh. All right. So there's a
That's
bunch of
got to
fun.
be the free table.
That's the free table. That's the classic free table. And there was lots of, this was a particularly good free table season. People have dropped off a lot of neat stuff. I think that's the TV right there, I suspect. I don't know for sure because I don't remember anymore. Because the stuff didn't last long, which was kind of nice. People dropped stuff off and they didn't stay very long. So it was really good stuff.
You know
Um,
what would be fun, John, would be to set up time-lapse photography
I
with a
got
camera pointing at the free table, and it would then speed up all the thing. The things would appear and disappear in seconds, and you could watch the whole
yeah, I like
process. I
it.
think it'd be really, really cool.
I like it on a tripod and see what, and also you can find
We
the
could just
event. Sorry, go
we
ahead.
could just put that on the flagpole, John. Let's try that next time. I mean, God, we can get, a little camera, one of those
Yeah.
little USB jobbies and
I
do the
think
time
that I
lapse.
think that cell phones often will do time lapse also,
Yes.
and there's sometimes there's a tent over the table. It could go on that, or it could go on one of the legs of the tent that's used for admissions, which and
Yeah.
then point at the table, so you don't even need a separate stand.
Yeah, I like it. Like it takes a photo every like, I don't know, 5 minutes or something, or 2 minutes, or something like that. Just take a shot. You see all the stuff landing and stuff, people running away with hands full of stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
since it's you're running at about 30 frames per second, you could make it every 30 seconds or so, or every minute, and
yeah.
it would still work
Yeah, I
well.
think every 30 seconds would be good.
Yeah. Hey, we should think about
Yeah.
that. If we got some we gather some equipment together, it'd be awesome because we could just upload and have, a thing on the free table because our free tables have improved recently. People seem to
Oh
be
yeah, they're
thinking
wonderful.
they're thinking of some good stuff these days. So there have been some shows where there was just, I mean, they're dropping people are dropping off things that wouldn't even qualify remotely as vintage electronics, you know, and then they typically stayed. So we were stuck with getting rid of it. So it seems like people are a little more disciplined these days because mostly, what's there doesn't very little has to be taken away by somebody.
So then by the time the show's over, you have a gang of people that are doing rock, paper, scissors. All right, who's going to take this to the electronics recycler?
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. That was what people were, it was getting a little obnoxious at one point, but it seems to have gotten better overall. But
It has, and this was a good one, and everything I put on there went away. So
yeah, ditto. I dropped a few goodies off.
Yeah, me
Um
too.
and they disappeared, which I was very happy to see, but I didn't but of course this is I think I mentioned this at the last meeting or two, is for the first time, I never take anything away from the free table except this time. I did take away something. So even I took something. So that's how good it was. I said, oh, I can't resist. It's free. So, it's just another I think I mentioned another Panasonic early 70s receiver, and this one is an 8-track tape. And it works. I actually fired it up and it's like, much to my surprise, everything is fairly functional. It was a cursory check. I haven't checked the 8-track tape, which Noah kindly mailed me an 8-track tape. So I get to find out in the coming weekend whether the thing, if the 8-track does work. I can see it going through the channels. You can see the head moving. Don't know if it means it's aligned. I have no idea until I try it. But I've got a nice Moody Blues 8-track tape to try. Very appropriate time-wise, and also I have a warm spot for the Moody Blues, so all the better. So
that free table is wonderful. I have an internet radio that I must have gotten 8 years ago there that's still doing service in my background here.
yeah, no, that's the great thing. You just even I probably have not paid attention much as I should have, but good stuff. But yeah, some people are like, there we go. There's Bill Shenette and there's John Wetherill. So they're out there. If you see the arms flopping, I almost grabbed this, by the way. I just didn't come away with it. I thought, but what? This is great. I could use some parts bins. And I meant to go back for it. And I think it was someone grabbed it and ran away. So that was that. But there's, definitely some good stuff, some radios. I think I have some pictures there coming up of, here's a closer look at some of the goodies here. Not bad. I mean, it's not like these are real junkers. These look like they could actually be, fixed. And they're not like they're in haggard condition. I mean, this one, maybe this front one is a little worn here, but but it is AM FM, so you got an extra band. I'm not sure what this is. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry, guys. There we go. This Mac, I really like it. It's just a little sensitive. There we go. But here we are. I think this is Roger's table. Yes, this is Roger's table. So some various goodies there. He was actually mostly parts this time. He didn't have a lot of radios. He promised at Castleton they'll have more stock. But there's some good stuff. There's a power supply here and a few meters, a few portable radios, See, it was all the parts. He had lots of parts this time around.
Did you know that he has a place in an antique mall where he displays and sells quite a few radios, and apparently it's quite popular. He said that they keep him running.
Yeah, I think it's in Manchester, New Hampshire. I think I think he mentioned that. I've been meaning to get up there. I just don't get far enough. When I find myself in New Hampshire, most of the time I'm just just over the border in Nashua or to the west, a community or two to the west. But I got to get up there one of these days when I'm up there on a Saturday and swing by his place, check it out. Here, this was John Wetherill's table. He had this antique cell phone, which probably goes back to it looks like this is from the 90s or early 2000s. And he goes,
the Cellular One. That's an early one.
Yeah, because in fact, I had a Cellular One phone back in the mid to late 90s, but it was actually quite small. So this one could be, maybe this is early 90s. This is, one of those headsets you can see like a Miami Vice and you just watch it. It had this thing that was about the size of a military radio. But I remember when John was there and he goes, that probably cost $1,000 back at the time, and it's like $5. Oh, so true.
I think that's an Echo phone radio that was sitting behind that. That was the
Yeah.
It's
I think it's a Heath.
Or that's a Heathkit?
Yeah,
AR1, AR3. Oh, that's
AR3, 54, 55, $60
Oh, there it is. Yep.
Works all because works all good tubes, he said. $60, which is pretty good shape.
You don't see them around much.
No, not really. Yeah, the camera. I think he hasn't sold this way. I think I've taken more than one photo of this
Oh, that's an old
Polaroid.
Polaroid.
Yeah, it's fun to see. Nice.
You know that thing had to run quite a few dollars back in the day.
I bet it did. Yes, indeed. He has a he has a nice he has a nice variety of cornucopia of interesting things. Oh, you had these, a couple of these Henry Close, which I've had one of these. They're actually pretty good. These sort of the Bose, the Henry Close Bose equivalent. I had a Model 88. It was actually pretty good. The only problem is the display started acting weird. I ended up I think I gave it away or something. I forgot what I did with it, but it was actually it sounded pretty good. Mine had a CD player, and the CD player stopped working. That was the other thing. I'm like, you know, I needed the space for something else, so I ended up getting rid of it. But I think he was like I think he was taking $45 for the pairs. I think he was doing.
Hmm.
They sound good. They don't disappoint. There he is. He's out there he's doing his pricing, his tagging. There's Hugh. It was a night we had a look at that. We had a classic fall day. It was absolutely gorgeous. Great day weather-wise. This is Bill Chenette's table. He had this RCA.
That is a nice radio if you ever listen to one. That's got a 6V6 as an output. Just got really good audio.
This one's in decent shape. Yeah, the cabinet needs to be refinished. You can see the typical water ring stains, glassware. It's all there. It could certainly be cleaned up and restored. Hammerland, I think it was on Bill's table as well.
The HQ 100, maybe?
Let's see here. Looking for the model.
The
it's a little
tag
higher
is
than
missing, I
that.
think.
Yeah, it's not jumping at me, and maybe it's on the like I said, or maybe it's on the back.
Right below Hammerland.
Yeah, what's that? Blow it up.
It says tuning range.
Tuning range.
Yeah.
Okay.
MCB.
I think it had that little metal plaque right around where it said Cal set or whatever. It had the model number. It's probably missing. It's probably a 100.
Yeah, I didn't think the 100 came with a clock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Boy, I
They're
think
kind of
looks
like
like
the Chevy Biscayne of the Hammerlin line,
Yeah. Yeah, good
it
analogy.
looks like it was sitting under a bird feeder.
Oh yeah. Who knows?
Well, maybe someone said shortwave listening was for the birds, and they did.
Right. There you go.
There you go. Literally and figuratively.
So there you go.
Here's a helicopter.
That's a Hammerland.
Oh, it's a Hammerland? Oh,
That's
my
what
Oh,
the
it's
model that
helicopter.
is.
I thought it was helicopter though.
Or Halcrafters, I'm sorry.
And that one's, let's see, I think the model number might be
It's a
It's
101
down
or
below the three
101A.
knobs on the right. I can't make it out. I think. Or it just says the Halcrafters Company.
I
It's
did
a
it again.
101.
Sorry
Oh, is
about
that a
that.
101? Okay.
Sorry about that.
101 or 101A. They are a beast.
Well,
Yes,
the heavier they are, the better they work. That's what my fam friends used to say.
On
Oh,
the free
thanks.
table, there was an SX62, which is more or less the general coverage of that. Same case and everything else. It was just sitting on the free table.
really? Huh. But didn't last very long then.
Longer than you think, because nobody wanted to pick it up.
Ah, there we go. It's like on Seinfeld, the it's go time. You're oh my back. But all right, here is some Edison records. This was Jim Monahan's table, if memory serves. He was selling a bunch of these. I got a close up, in fact, on one of them just because I always enjoy the old art on there. There's some RCA Victor, $25. All there. Needs a good cleaning. I'm sure restoration in general, but this is nice. This Emerson was in decent shape.
Yeah, that's nice. Nice.
$35.
Wonder if those are the original knobs.
I think those are original. They look like the Emerson knobs.
But just the black is so harsh with the nice brown everywhere else.
Yeah, I know. You'd almost think it would be nice brown wood knobs or
Yeah.
something would seem appropriate. I mean, it's possible that they aren't, and someone just found four knobs, that matched. There's a possibility. I don't know. I don't see this particular radio very often,
Yeah, I've never seen one before.
but it's certainly. I mean, certainly restorable.
That'd be a pretty radio.
Yeah, especially when it's done up. Greg, has your name all over that.
Looked
Gotta
like an
get in
Ingram
line.
cabinet. Yeah,
You whip that cabinet right into shape.
yeah, it looks like it's an Ingram cabinet too.
I would think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, it's
Wouldn't be
funny.
surprised.
Yeah, and I think it's not unreasonable price overall.
No,
Oh, Grebe.
Yeah. And in fact, actually, there were two there, the two at the show, which is unheard of. You never see more than one, and there were two, I think, at this show. If I remember serves. They're asking 125 on this one.
boy, 15 years ago, you put that on a table with 300 and it'd go right out the door.
Yeah. Yeah. TV.
All transistor.
This is a national. I think national. This might be. I wonder if this is National Panasonic, or was there a separate company called National? Because this looks almost like something Panasonic would have put out.
Well, I think the predecessor to Panasonic was National.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because
So
I've seen labels of
that TV is probably mid-60s, I would think.
Yeah, that seems about right. Because I've seen radios with National Panasonic as one label, but they just put National on this probably. Maybe not enough space to throw Panasonic on there. But it has all the look to me. $20 actually in nice shape, actually. All right, variety of sort of newer stuff intermixed here.
A little bit of everything here.
Yeah, I forget whose table this was, but yeah, I think it might be a Sony or a Panasonic in the background here. This one here, this tan cabinet one. This Konar signal.
Konar.
Tune signal tracer. Oh, here we go. Here's a must be some
Okay, NAD.
A stereo receiver, NAD. And then here's Sansui. Yeah. This one I think was asking like $300 for the Sansui. Don't know about the NAD, but I can tell you about the Sansui. This was nice. This Coronado. This was I think Brian. Oh, I can't think of his last name. It'll come to me later. He does restorations. In fact, he does own, and I think he does it for the public. But he had this very nice Coronado. I think he did a really nice job on it. $200, which only with a full job, full, cabinet. Plus, you don't see these very often. Very attractive radio.
I had one like that once, and I added the eye tube to it.
Oh, you did?
There was a similar model. The schematic was drawn both ways, the circuit for the eye tube was a dotted line, so I just added it in. It went right up in the corner there where it's the right-hand corner.
I see. So you just had to drill into the cabinet just to
Yeah,
position it. Yeah.
put an Amphenol kit. Yeah,
Nice.
added a little extra flair to it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's a great idea. Can't- Oh, yeah, we got helicopters. This was, I think, on Brian's table as well. This looks in pretty darn nice shape here. I think this is restored. Oh yeah, yeah. Brian had this Lova Opta um magnet from, this is probably, I'm gonna say this is like 56, 57, somewhere around that era. He didn't touch it. But I think he put it there to see if someone would take it for 60 bucks. And he goes, oh, I guess I can restore it. And so he goes, maybe I'll restore it, but I'll have to ask more money. So yeah, this is actually rather, this is a nice radio, because the nice thing is, I can tell you, because I happen to have a Lova Opta, is they have these, you see these buttons here, all these are sound register buttons, and they do a really good job, and they have this wonderful tactile feel. They have just a perfect springing and clicking on the buttons, and they do make a nice difference. I have like I think I have 7 or 8, no, maybe it's 9. I have a top line Hellas. It's got every bell and whistle they could have thrown at the radio. Um, um, Almost gimmicky, but cool gimmicky. But this one, I think 60 bucks if you're motivated. It's all there. So, just have to fight out working on a German radio, and you have to go find schematics for it, which you can find it probably on the Radio Museum. But neat radio. This is, what is those ones? Disc players?
Techniques.
Yeah. Then they have
Almost
the
looks like a
big
turntable.
the record. Oh, is that a turntable, or is that one of those disc players? Automatic turn. Oh, it's automatic turn. It is a turntable. You got it. I thought it almost looked one of those disc players. Remember if it was I think it was
Or
introduced
laser disc.
early, yeah, around the late 70s, early 80s. Short-lived.
Hmm.
A friend of mine had one. His
They're about,
parents bought it for him.
yeah, they're about the size of an LP. The
Exactly.
disc.
And yeah, and it was essentially had sort of a chrome look to them. It was it was a looked like a CD
Like a
finish.
giant CD.
CD,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. It was a technology that didn't last very long at all. But yeah, you had one. But no, it is a record player. $100. Okay, that's pretty reasonable, especially if it works. Don't know for
Yeah.
sure
So
though.
you got a new cartridge for it.
Yeah, good deal.
Yeah.
That's Brian himself. There he is. His goods, you know, uh,
Oh,
and
yeah, Coronado.
so yeah, he's the one with the Sensui, okay, because he does
Yeah.
do hi-fi stuff, and NAD. Um, so I've seen him with like Fisher's at our Castleton shows. He'll bring some of the tube amplifiers and things like that. The goods, the heavy iron stuff. Um, and I forget whose table this is, but this is a
That looks like a Lafayette.
Lafayette.
exactly Lafayette with a tuning eye, right? That's a tuning eye,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Yeah, a little rough, but certainly fixable. Looks like at least all the knobs look original. Kind of
And
good
that
looking stuff.
middle knob right there, it's kind of offset in the bottom. They actually had a built-in loop antenna. If you turn that knob, it'll turn the antenna inside the radio cabinet.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
the higher end German ones did that as well, but they used a ferrite antenna rod. So it would sit
Oh.
on a pedestal. So you turn the knob, it was on its own dial string. It actually rotate. So you can
Yeah, so
actually it's really cool.
it's just a square loop antenna in the back on a wood frame, and then there's a dial string attached to it that pulls it one way when you turn it one way, and
So this is the knob right here you're talking about, right, Greg? This is a
Right.
knob? Yeah,
Yep.
okay. Um, Okay, yeah, that's really interesting. I did not know that.
It's kind of unique for being from 1940. Back then that's about the time they first started at loop
Yeah,
antennas.
yeah, that is pretty sort of cutting edge for the time because I remember seeing the German stuff doing that until the 50s that I can recall. Now I can't swear to it.
RCA did that on some of their consoles. They had a knob on the front and it had a cable. And it was just on a pivot and it would rotate it had like the box antennas
Sure.
and it would rotate the box antennas similar to that.
They did. I know that sometimes some of the German radios, I think for simplicity, because how people having the dial string break and stuff like, for the ferrite rod, they had a little on the back of the radio, they had like a little slotted like this little handle that stuck out. They had a slot along the back panel, and you could just move it. It would just turn it that way. So it's very simple. It was a direct connect to the ferrite, rod, so you didn't have to worry about more dial string things breaking when you had everything else breaking. So and I think it was also a cheapening. It's cheapened. A production. You know what? By the late 50s, early 60s, even the Germans were getting hammered by their high production costs. You had more cheaper Japanese products starting to arrive on the shores, and they saw the handwriting on the wall pretty quickly. So they started to find more efficient ways to do things. And you could
What,
tell.
where would the loop be located in that so there'd be enough circumference for it to turn?
Well, the loop wasn't the same size as the cabinet. It was like about half the size of the cabinet. Just a square frame loop in the back, and the cabinet. It's hard to tell in that picture, but the cabinet's actually fairly deep because I restored one,
Okay.
and I just thought it was unique how it had that loop antenna. It was hard to get the chassis out, I remember, because you had to kind of wiggle it around where the antenna was mounted.
Oh yeah.
So the antenna must have been uh, kind of small. I think of loop as
Yeah,
being
I
rather
would say it was
large.
about 6 by 6. You know, 6 by 6 square. It wasn't real small, but it wasn't anywhere near as big as the cabinet.
So I
You
assume it's
know,
set like on a plane, just like a parallel to the top surface, and it rotated like that, right? Is that right, Greg? Is that how that worked?
It was just like a picture frame in the back.
Yeah,
It went from the top of the
yeah,
cabinet to the bottom, and it just swiveled
yeah.
maybe 30 degrees each way or something like that. It didn't go all the way
oh,
around.
okay.
Got
All
it.
right. So they all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, because it would have to be standing up.
Yeah, it was.
So all right, but it was
It
only
was in the
30
middle of
degrees.
the
So
frame.
yeah, all right. So that's how they did it.
the when you with the Telefunken, I can speak to the Opus because that was their top line radio on my Opus. When you tile, it also has a meter to tell you which, just it's a scale. That's the word I was looking for, a scale. So you can remember what worked for the radio station, which you turn, you can remember, oh, it was on 2. And so that way in the future, just
Mhm.
turn it right to 2 and it gets your maximum. Plus you have the tuning eye on top of it to help guide you. But um, it was sort of like a little extra nice thing for them to do. So you can remember the position without having to, you'd have almost like if it was aligned, everything was aligned perfectly, the tuning eye and that number would be at the maximum, the tuning eye would be this maximum
Sure.
opening, and you'd remember the number. But that's neat. I did not know that it has some neat features.
Yeah, it looks like a rather pedestrian radio, but that was one unique feature it had.
Yeah, no, it's great about these meetings. I always learn something that I didn't know before. Hey, this is Howard's place.
I didn't know you took that picture, John. I hadn't even set up yet. I was like,
Yeah,
either
my
that I'm taking down.
no. This I started taking photos as soon as I hit the ground. So I arrived around like 6:30, as I remember, 20 to 7. Because the reason is if I don't get the pictures in now, once they release the hounds, who knows what's going to be snapped up before I got the pictures, The cattle
Right.
start coming, they start
Yeah.
charging. In fact, that's what I came away with.
Yep.
I came home with that was the one thing I did come home with, a Telecron clock, and I haven't quite thought it was
Oh,
quite sharp. The nice little lucite case. I think this is
yeah.
from like the early 50s. I really liked it. and Howard gave me a deal I couldn't refuse, and so the rest is history. But yeah, that was terrific. Um, I don't know. Was this yours, Howard? I don't think so, was it? Or was it?
No, that was not mine.
Okay. I didn't think it was, but I must have. I think I went ahead to let you set up and it came back. Helicopters. Didn't say which model it is. I can't tell, you know. Oh, wait, so the
15,
body.
I think it's a
Sky
15.
calendar.
Okay. It's a nice condition. Really nice condition with the speaker and all.
Boy, that must have gone quick because I never saw that. And I got there pretty soon after the
Yeah.
hounds.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't remember seeing the speaker. I saw the radio, but I don't remember seeing the speaker. I don't know if they sold it separate. I would hope
Mm,
not, but I remember the radio.
interesting.
I had one like that, and the speaker that went with it was like the one on top, but it was the same size as the radio. It looked
Uh,
beautiful.
oh, yeah, I bet it would have. Symmetric. So maybe this is not the same, you know, it may be for a different model and someone
Yeah,
maybe grabbed it.
that's usually the one you see, the SX28,
Yeah, it's nice.
which there will be one at the silent auction.
Yes, there will be.
Should have grabbed the speaker.
Oh yeah, there you go. There's some test equipment, old stuff, voltmeter. I love the case on that. It's really a terrific looking
Yeah.
piece. Um, it's
Actually,
super-
one person bought all of that. I gave him a very sugar deal. Of course,
Oh,
I
that
was
was yours.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I see your Volvo. Okay, there.
Yeah. I'm hiding there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that is Howard. Yeah, yeah, you awesome. Look at that. There we go.
Howard, what was that thing on the left
Whoop, let me back her up.
in the back?
This thing right here, the Supreme.
No, on the left.
Oh, the left. Okay.
I believe that's just um a bridge for measuring like a point well now I don't know. That's a good question.
I mean, I'm always intrigued by things that look like that, because they're obviously well made, and
Hmm.
someone in their laboratory or their office or workspace had those to use for, and I always wonder what they are.
I would say it's a bridge of sorts. I just don't know for sure if it's like a thermocouple bridge, to measure a point junction voltage or something. I'm not sure. It does look like a Leeds and Northrop type instrument, and that's what
Yeah.
they're known for.
Hmm.
So no instructions, no manual.
Oh, sorry, that was gonna have to be extra.
I'll check Bama.
I love this style. These, I mean, just the quality of the case. It's just like I love that stuff. I mean, it's so much more enjoyable to see than.
I'd love to have that meter, that AC voltmeter. It's got
Yeah,
the scale on it. It's a beautiful box.
I
I
know.
have one like that for monitoring the line voltage in my shop. It just looks nice. I don't know how
Yeah,
accurate it is, but it looks nice.
I know. It's just something I wouldn't mind sitting on a bookshelf. You wouldn't feel embarrassed just to look at it on a regular basis. That's a terrific piece. It's funny how you look at it again. So I realize, geez, maybe I should have taken that. Maybe I should have bought that. But let's see, you got some military sets there.
Oh, those are those World War II walkie-talkies, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3885.
3885, and they're good for about a mile.
Yeah, they had one, two, three or so.
I've
Yeah.
never worked on one of them, but I heard through the grapevine that the weak link on those things are the IF cans. And it's not a silver mica disease issue, but they're 455 IFs in there, but they have a tendency to fail.
Hmm.
And they take 3V4s.
Ah, okay, there you go.
Or no, I'm sorry, 3S4s.
You had some right at your tabletop there.
I actually had a guy send me an email on Monday. He's looking for them for to go into that radio.
Oh, okay. Oh, and there's Tom Pereira. I remember this gentleman. What was his name? It's his name.
Van.
Thank you.
His name is William Van Lennep, but everybody calls him Van. He's a nice guy.
Yes. Yeah. I had a short chat with him. He had some also neat gear. There's Tom. They're hovering around. That's right. Yeah. There's some good stuff there. Look at that. We got a whole bunch of stuff.
National and
Yeah, national.
EMCs.
I think that thing
It's-
all the way to the right, that white thing is a gun set, maybe.
That's a concept. The stuff in the middle is TMC, and the smaller box over on the right is their single sideband
Mhm.
selector.
Wow. Yeah, there's
That was a they used to buy pages of advertisements in the back of the ARRL handbook. Was a group of guys who spun off from Hammerlin, and you can kind of see the same two dial effect, and started out a company in Long Island and mostly focused on military, but boy, they must have pretty well subsidized the handbook for years.
ah neat. There we go. It's a close up of the national.
National, yeah.
It's in terrific condition too.
Good shape.
Yeah.
That's George WA1LSB.
There we go. Let's see, get some sort of phonograph here. Not sure who made this one. That was there. Telephone, and see a transceiver here. Tube tester. Precision.
You need that, Howard?
Tom?
I wondered if Howard needed that.
Okay.
If I could do what? That was
If you needed that tube tester.
Oh yeah, how I need I need three of them.
Nice little
Emerson.
radio.
Is it
Yep.
Emerson? It's fairly nice and pretty good. Needs a good cleaning, but looks all there. No, there's this guy I can't remember his name. He'll be able to tell from his tag in a moment if I get close enough. He had a bunch of interesting stuff here. Ship, and then
There's another Emerson with those same knobs on.
Yeah.
So it's probably it's probably a good chance those were the correct
Yep.
knobs. Just seeming a little, it's odd choice, but
No, that's Rolf.
thank you.
Yeah, he's the one that I originally bought that Howard tombstone from back in the spring.
Yes, right. Caught you in the act.
Boy, that's a strange escutcheon in the radio underneath.
Yeah, isn't it? This one here. It looks like it's in a little bit rough shape. I think it's.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought it was some sort of
Oh yeah, it looks like it shrunk.
fancy brass.
At least the escutcheon's in one piece and not cracked, at least from this vantage point.
Yeah, this true
looks
tone.
looks like he's just dripping.
Yeah, I know. It is weird looking.
It's peanut brittle.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Ah, yes, Stromberg.
That's a Stromberg Carlson.
Yeah, you always seem to find one of these. Always seems to find their way. I always like that. I always like the vertical dial face. That was actually quite nice. little bit different than usual horizontal ones or circular ones. Reminds me of the speedometer. My dad's Mercedes had a 65 Mercedes Benz, and the speedometer cluster, the speedometer needle went straight up. It was color coded
Oh.
too. The color was coded. So it would start out yellow and or no, started out as green. Then as you went faster, it went to yellow, and when you got to like, I don't know, 50, I'm trying to remember, it went all red. It was actually pretty cool. It was almost a little gimmicky, but it was pretty cool.
Some of the early '60s GM cars had a speedometer that was like that too.
Yeah,
But
I
the
think some of the
tornadoes, yeah.
Oh, the Tornado had it
They had
too. That's right.
they had the rolling they had that rolling drum style speedometer. That was always pretty cool. Yeah, I love all those things, even though they're kind of gimmicky. I love that stuff. Oh yeah, there's is it GE? Yeah.
Generally Electric.
Yeah, just a little portable stereo, open up the speakers on hinges and ta-da, it's party time. Nice shape. It's actually kind of $40, it looks like, if I can read the number correctly. Not completely unreasonable, especially if it works. Some TV and odd, strange items here. Not sure what these things are. Oh, yeah, that was a really good. This was $30.
Oh my God, I would have bought it.
I thought about buying, but I said, "Oh my God, I already have one." It's just like, and that didn't stay long because I said, "Oh, $30. I should
Well, that
really buy
has
it."
both FMs on it.
Yes, yes. My only nit on this radio is the dial light is about almost useless. Like when it's on, you could barely tell it's on. Even when it's pitch dark, it is not the most illuminating dial light. But they're just beautiful looking radios, being a you know uh you know uh Eames cabinet, Eames design. So
Yes.
it's just very attractive. I always loved the chevron style trim, just gorgeous. But $30, I was just like, I was almost astonished. I thought, well, what is it, empty in there or something? But I did not buy it. And it's in really nice shape. You look at it, it's really, you could get away with even a light cosmetic without doing a full refinish, you would have a more than passable radio, for aesthetics.
Mhm.
It was that good. Here's the other Grebe. I was like, okay, don't see two in a show, but sure enough, the Synchrophase, Richmond Hill, New York. That's Queens. This one's in nice shape. I know what they're asking now. Yeah, Zenith, pretty nice shape.
5S319 Zenith from 38.
Yeah, it's
Think.
a pretty nice shape too. There was a gentleman, what was his name? Sherwood. I can't remember his last name. That might have been his table. He came out getting rid of a bunch of stuff, and his daughter came, and nice people. This might be his table. Might. Sony,
It's a Sony.
no baloney. On the corner here is the Nordmenda Electra. Was it 613? Oh, in the corner from the like 59. Oh, there it is. Yep. Right in front of it. A lower mid range radio with a few little sound register buttons. More than decent radio. Actually, I'm dead certain this used to be my radio. By the way, I think I sold this or whatever, and I recognize they said mine had this little strange stain on the grill cloth, and I'm willing to bet you there's a reasonable chance that this used to be mine. This was neat. Tom, was this in your table?
That was on the free table.
That was on the free table. That was on the free
Yeah.
table?
Yep.
Comptograph. Wow, that's pretty cool. So someone snapped it up because I think I took this on someone's table and not at the free table.
Okay.
How interesting. I love this old stuff.
Yeah.
The thing probably weighs 30, 40 pounds, so you can get your workout just moving this baby around with a little
Several people were suggesting I pick it up as part of my duties.
Oh yeah, there you go. Oh right. Yeah, that's perfect for you, Carl.
They say I used one of those when I first started working.
I bet. Hey, you see the price went down here. The Eagle
Yeah.
Nutridyne.
Nutridyne. Yes, indeed. Trago. This might have been, was this Merrill's table? I'm trying to remember. This might have been Merrill's. Merrill always has, he has a great collection of early radio.
Are those little windows so you can see if the tubes are glowing or something?
I think
You
so.
could see how much they were glowing. Yeah. Those
Yeah.
are underneath the knobs control the voltage to the tube.
Oh, okay.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think this was made in the Midwest, if memory serves. Kansas City, Missouri. Yes, indeed.
Nice radio.
Yeah. He's had that for a while because I think I've taken a shot at that before. Nobody said Lego my Trago. Let's see here. I don't know what this. I'm at
I
maximum
don't know
here.
what that is.
I'm at maximum. Boy, this is a tough one to read. Commander. I think it says
Oh,
Commander.
okay.
Was there a Commander radio? I don't know, but kind of neat. And what was the price on that? I think I'm there. $5? Do I see five?
$5.
$5. Oh, geez. Greg, I don't know why you just didn't drive out and fill your car.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff.
Oh, yeah. This I think was Sherwood's table because they said, "Oh, these are neat radios. You have some neat stuff." But I'm not sure what this is. Does anyone recognize
Oh,
this?
that's a weird.
It's an
There's a
interesting dial.
nameplate down below the dial. There's a.
Oh yeah, thank you,
Name
Howard.
tag.
You are right. Let's get a close up here.
Deluxe.
Bucks,
World Master. Is that World Master Deluxe? Did I read
I
that right?
guess.
World Master Deluxe. Yeah, I've never seen one. Now it's missing a knob or something, here.
Mm.
But what a neat radio. I'd never seen one before. And
Could you zoom in on the dial? I'm trying to figure out what the icons on the dial are.
I know they look
The
like
symbols.
whoops, sorry about that, guys. Oh, let me back her up. There's another neat radio he's got. Let's try that again there, Carl. I haven't decided what these things are. They look like coats of arms or something, like flags. These are flags. That's the French flag, isn't that? This one on the bottom, is that the French flag?
I don't know. Looks like a shark in the upper left.
Yeah, the one to the left says Italy below it. You can see it's
Oh yeah,
okay.
Oh,
there you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Yeah, there we
Okay.
So I guess World Master trying to cover the world. Neat radio. I've never seen one before. And I said, oh, I should have grabbed a close-up of the dial face. Yeah, this is another $9. This is, I guess, a speaker only. I'm not sure because I don't see any other electronics there. But quite a good-looking speaker that is. It's very furniture, it's so, it could be, it's really a piece of furniture. Yeah, this is another neat one of his. Let's see what the price.
That's AK.
Says 7. Maybe either that's his price or his or the item number, but
yeah, I think it's going to be the item number.
$7 sounds like too cheap, but yeah, it's a nice AK. Nice. That was a nice looking radio.
337. I thought I saw underneath. They had the model number below the center of the dial.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it is 337.
Okay.
Never seen that. Play with the Model 55 knobs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, neat radio. Okay, what we got here?
Well,
Motorola
all
monitor.
frequency synthesizer, huh?
Yeah, that's an odd.
Monitor.
This is an oddball. This one here.
Hmm.
Don't know what this is.
It's a loose coupler.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
part of a crystal set. Early
Thank you.
crystal set.
Ah, I see what you.
Yep.
Yep. You're right. Thank you.
They work pretty good. I've got one about that era. And
Interesting. Yeah, Sherwood had a lot of neat stuff at his table. The radio
yeah,
frequency
Howard, that's
bridge.
the type of thing I look at it, I say, what in God's name did someone A, design this fancy thing for, and B, use it for?
Made in Cambridge, Massachusetts. General Radio Company. Navy.
Ooh,
Oh, it's the Bureau of Ships. So it was something. Was this for nautical purposes?
the actins, impedance.
Yeah. Oh,
Hmm.
if you want something that nobody else has in your neighborhood, this is the item to get. Some just big amplifiers, speakers. Here's a Scott. A Kenwood and a Panasonic 8-track stereo record deck. A realistic reel-to-reel. 999. Philco.
Philco,
Yeah,
$5.
there you go. Yeah, I see Philco reel-to-reels that often. RCA Victor TV, $20, works.
Wow.
Good shape too. Yeah, there was a nice young gentleman. I think it was his table. He had some neat stuff. There we go. This was kind of neat. This radio key Morse code practice machine. That's what radio keyer. $100. That was neat. There it is. Yeah, I took a photo of the. So it's pretty neat. $100. Untested in original as found condition. 1944. Let's see what we got here. I have no idea who made this one. Lots of handmade labels. Oops, how about that? There we go. Someone had a console and little stack. A Zenith, missing a
Zenith,
couple.
there's an Emerson on top of the Zenith,
Yeah, and then
and a RC,
Emerson.
no, another Emerson.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Little Devils.
Little devils. Little devils.
There's a stack of new old stock carbon resistors.
Yeah. There's a resistance capacity ratio bridge. Paco. TV. Let's see. Is this RCA? I forget who made this. Yeah, wasn't it RCA Victor? Yeah. That was I was told, which I don't know if this is absolutely the case, but they said I was told this was the original accessory table for this. Maybe true, but that's what I told. That's what I was told. A little rough condition, but mostly there. This was, I forget what this was. This is, it almost looks like a predictor, but it's not a predictor. This guy had some neat stuff, and also I thought fairly reasonably prices too.
I love the sign, John. Knobs move.
Ooh,
Save 20 bucks.
Yeah. I was just wish I had grabbed the photo a little higher up so I get the whole thing in, but is it GE?
Hmm.
Little clock radio. Pretty decent shape. Sitting on top of another RC, sitting on top of an RC Victor.
You know, you
Yeah.
develop an emotional reaction when you see a radio like that if you've used it for 2 years to wake you up in the morning. And
Yeah.
that one not only plays music, but it buzzes, and the buzz is horrible.
Yeah, I know. It's like, "Rah." Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
could just when I saw that, I heard.
Yeah. They're fun to see. I mean, you know what? I have a little, then I have I saw a warm spot for the old wind up alarm clocks. You know, I remember my aunt gave me one. I don't know, it was probably in like, I don't know, fourth grade or something like that. That was my clock. It just wound it up every night. I kind of liked it. It went off and it did its thing, and then finally I think it happens the spring finally stretched and it stopped working, correctly. But I got good mileage out of it. I was using vintage pieces even as a little kid. RCA Victor. Benris clock radio recapped. A bit noisy. That probably goes to your point there, Tom.
Yeah.
It'll wake up the dead when they go off. There it is. There's a better look of it. Actually, it's an attractive looking dial face and so forth. Certainly looks like probably from the early 50s, I would guess. There's a Crosley.
How do you tune the radio on that Benrus? There must be a dial on top because all you see is a clock.
Yeah, I was wondering the same. I wonder if there's something, yeah, and it would seem kind of awfully inconvenient. And even then, where is the unless it's a misnomer, it's really just a clock. Oh, it does say clock radio. Okay. Huh. You're right. Where would I that's a very interesting question, which I do not know the answer. And yeah, that's why I don't see him very often. Maybe not super popular among the finding it not very convenient. There's a Crosley. Nice condition, nice color.
That's an interesting sign, but I think recap.
Yeah. Well, a new chord. Yeah. Let's see, nah, it doesn't say anything else. It works very well, so the claim is. Of course, inside the build, if that was inside the building, it wouldn't be able to pick up stuff very much. It's a Faraday cage in that in the building in Brookline. H500 TO. Let's see. Works on basic software, not so much. Not recap to my knowledge. It's lane rectifier. Hole and back cabinet, $60. There's no line B600.
That was a weird radio because they actually had a run on them till 1961. They
That
already
late.
started making the transistorized ones in 57
Really?
with the Royal 1000.
Right. I didn't realize he made this style that late.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a nice one.
Yeah.
That is a
RCA.
nice radio. I've had one. It's a nice sounding radio.
I don't know if that's a
There's a
7T or
5T,
8T.
6T, and 7T.
It's an 8BT6.
Okay. That,
8T6. Oh, it's a battery set.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
oh,
it's a
okay. I
farm
didn't have the
radio.
battery set.
Yes, it's a terrific radio.
But it's a
to-
nice sounding radio.
That's unusual to have a battery set with that many tubes in it.
This one looks
It looks
nice.
like
This
it's
looks
got 3 bands on it too.
Yeah, and it's got vernier tuning.
Yeah, oh yeah.
yeah.
The other thing is that if you look at the dial, you can see the A, B, and C.
Yep.
Normally, the electrified versions of that radio, they would just have illuminated diamonds to indicate which band you were on.
Mm-hmm.
So that I've never seen that before in a battery set like with that big of a radio.
Interesting.
Man, I would have bought that.
Yeah. I'm not sure what they were asking for it. That's the only thing I can't really tell, but at Water Kent. D17.
That's like the one we saw before.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think that's the
Little
same
nicer.
radio. Yeah. Not dead, but recapped.
Not dead.
Not brought up on Varick without problem. So it needs some work, but it's cosmetically in pretty solid shape, all things considered. You know, not perfect. It's got a couple little things going on up here, but still not bad. Bilco. AM FM. Actually, nice looking radio, nice little radio.
Yeah.
RCA Victor, another AM FM radio. I always thought these were okay looking, but not the most attractive things they put out. Just sort of this block. Couple of meters. Simpson, I guess. Is this another Fremont? No, Belmont. Take that.
Belmont.
There you go. That's actually in pretty nice shape. TRF Mini Cathedral Series 40A. Recapped and works nicely.
Boston. No, Bryston.
Bryston, yeah. I've never
I'm not
seen one
familiar with that.
Yeah, ditto. No idea. That's right. There's a guy who had a number of nice pieces there. This nice Kenwood, RT 7001. It's got FM running, all the dial lights, and everything seems to work. I always loved the cool green and bluish lights they used to use on these. Even the FM, all the little indicator lamps working. Got an amplifier, pretty cool. It's got a Sony, no baloney. Another amplifier, nice piece, nice looking AM FM tuner, FM stereo. Kenwood, another Kenwood. The cool blue dial lights. This one is another 7020. Did I get that right? Yeah. Let's see. I'm not sure there. This is a Pioneer SX 9000. Kind of beastly, big looking unit.
Built-in reverberation. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's and to think that it wasn't just Philips that did that. Cool stuff. The Yamaha. Oop. 50 watt, 55 watts per channel. Too bad. That's kind of neat. They go these lights, the Fisher and the almost cobalt blue, purple blue lighting. Kind of cool. And a Sensui below. A Scott Stereo Master. The Fisher. $600. Or $1 a pound. What we got here? Another Fisher. Yeah, there's a fair amount of decent newer solid state 70s, 80s stuff. Kenwood, Yamaha. That's $10. I don't know if it works, but $10. There we go. What we got here? This is a National. $30. Helicopters. SX 36. Are we not right?
SX96.
Nice. Oh, thank you. It just okay. Yeah, it's just RCA Victor.
RCA Victor 3BX71. It's a transoceanic clone, only RCA.
Yeah.
It's got the same tube lineup as the 600 series Zenith transoceanic.
He almost guaranteed to see one of these at our shows. Usually one shows up.
They're decent performers once they're gone through. Oh my God, free radios.
I think this is Nell's table. I think he had a friend or knew somebody it was getting rid of a bunch of stuff for them. So yeah,
Boy,
literally.
the cheap guys there down here in New York, New Jersey, they'd be flocking to that like vultures on a deer carcass after the truck hit it,
It'd be like hyenas. Yeah,
Wow.
you'd have to fight them off. Yeah, exactly. Anything free. When you see the word free, yeah, it's like
Yes. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, nice Zenith.
That's a beauty.
Success
Six
223A.
tuber. Yep.
Yeah, very pretty radio. That's
I
nice.
see the seller was smart. He took the knobs off and threw them in a bag because I've seen people steal knobs at Kutztown.
Wow, that's really bad form.
Well, I don't know why people do that.
That's really bad form. Lafayette.
I had one of them once. That's a decent radio.
It's pretty cool looking.
That one's got the matching speaker too.
Yeah, and manuals.
That
and
was
all.
actually made by Trio Kenwood.
I've
Oh,
got that.
this is-
I have the kit version of that. It's one of the first radios I had as a kid, and I went on and used it as my novice radio. I just recently acquired. Trio made a matching transmitter that went with
Yeah.
it. They never
Okay.
sold it over here.
Really?
But yeah, in fact, I had to buy it from Japan, but same cabinet, same color scheme, everything. Those are not the right knobs. That's actually in the auction.
Yes, I was just sorry to say, Carl, it's because this one here, I think is the Zenith is also in the auction. I believe this
Okay.
is. Then the side, so this is a preview of what we'll be having a silent auction at our Castleton show. So we have some pretty good stuff that was donated, I'd say, overall. Yeah, here's another Zenith Cube. Pretty nice
That's
shape.
cute.
Yeah, some
They use that same chassis. They used to make what was called a child's console.
Mhm.
And it's just
oh
a
yeah.
tiny little console. It was probably 2.5 foot high, and they made that right for kids.
Mm.
Used the same chassis that's in that cube.
I remember seeing one time ago. We might have talked about is
There's a Freed.
Fried Eisman, another one for the silent auction. Oh yeah, it's nice
Ooh.
33 Majestic Forge
And
62.
now for something completely different.
Yeah, this is pretty. Al Perkis donated this, and I'm willing to bet you Bruce Phillips is gonna go hard for this. He
Chop it
said
up.
he always wanted this. He said so. I think he's got his eyes locked on. So I expect. Yeah, Al is our one of our VPs. He does the table assignments at our shows.
The chrome is perfect.
Yeah, I know. Look at it. It's terrific. The escutcheon and everything is really nice. Um, yeah, this is
Hmm.
terrific radio. Just ah, I could tell you, I can speak. That's the one I donated. Westinghouse. I forget the model number. I wrote it down there. There it is. An H33 47U. Easily to
What is
roll.
that thing in the middle, though?
It's a little just a little light that when you turn on the dial light, it turns blue. It's got a little it's a little white with the W in
Oh,
there.
okay.
It's just a little Westinghouse advertisement. Get a
Just a
W.
little presentation gimmick when you
It's
turn
under
it on.
the treasure's under the big W. For those, you ever see Mad World?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's the big
That
W.
that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh,
That had so many stars in it. And
yeah, fun movie. So this is restored. In fact, Alan Finger,
Mhm.
I bought some Alan Finger, and I said, let me donate something, and so it's ready to go. Radio works great.
I've never seen that before.
It's nice
That is
AM.
cool.
Yeah, a nice little AM FM unit from like 51, something around there. But and here this century was this a Crosley? It's a Crosley Ace from 1923. Yeah, we have lots of good stuff for the silent auction. Oh yeah, look at this.
Wow.
Sony stereo reel to reel.
That thing had a built-in amplifier. I would take it because those speakers probably folded out, right?
Yeah, this is a beast. I don't know if that'd be easy to pick up. Be like, oh, be
Just
like,
walk around the show like Nostradamus carrying that thing.
yeah, the Izzy Mandelbaum. It's go time.
Yeah.
Oh, my back. In traction for a week. And then we have some Radio Boys books. Various people that do this. Fran Holly, Bruce Phillips. Yeah, we got some various people that donated these books. So old catalogs, Radio Shack, Popular Electronics, stuff like that. There was a guy who, oh yeah, I think that was Mike. He had various grill cloths, and people looking for something. He had some spares. He had these Telefunken RS5 speakers there as well. There they are. They're nice little bookshelf speakers, circa mid 60s. The classic grill that they started using around that era. I've got two or three of those around. They match well with certain styles of radios from that era. Sound nice. They're perfectly nice speakers. Here's a Monarch, is that what it is? Yeah, Monarch.
Hmm.
This might have been Tom Scarpelli's table. Yeah, because so he would have done some work on this. $20. What do we have? $70. It's new calf. So I'm not sure what this is though. I'm not sure if anyone can identify this. I don't see an obvious. Oh, wait, it's there. It is. It's got to be.
An RCA?
Yeah, it's an RCA, maybe an R25.
Yeah, probably. It's in a pretty good shape. Yep. Sorry about that. Oh no, I didn't. I'm sure I didn't skip any. Yeah, it's Tom's table because you can see the stuff's right there, and that's all his tubes. Some test equipment. I see a cassette there. The golden days. Oh, it's probably the golden days of radio or whatnot. Those time life things. Yeah, helicopters.
That's 38A.
Yeah. Those and this, I think, Bruce would say was a Panasonic, one of these, little portable of, I think the speakers may connect to the back, but it's a little drum style tuner, probably like, from the late 60s, I'd say, probably this unit. Kind of neat, it's got that kind of style, it's that typical design from that era. A Mega Watchman. It's like I said, an extra bass or something. TV and AM FM with a really big speaker. Oh, here's a nice I almost always see one of these there lying about.
That's late 50s, big dial.
Yeah. Bendix. Pretty good shape overall. Oh yeah, and Emerson. Seen these in the past. I know Bob had restored one. And won in one of our radio contests for that too.
Word.
There we go. Go Gerard. Okay, Victor. Pretty nice shape overall. There we go. We got Scott.
Stereo Master.
$200 for this. This was neat. I've just never seen one before. It's Rockville.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I had a neat visual. That's why I thought I liked it. It's like, I think they're asking 160.
I don't understand what the thing is around the tubes. It's just kind of giving it that, Frankenstein movie.
Yeah, I agree. I was wondering the same thing. I think it's just to catch the eye. I don't think it has much of a function.
No, it's purely a visual. It's got to be a visual thing.
What this was put out? When's this, like 70s, 80s?
No, it's got a USB port on the front just below the
Oh,
power.
good catch.
That's got to be very
Retro.
recent.
That's retro. Oh, you're right. That makes a lot more sense. This is sort of like they used to call like that steampunk sort of style, but it's presumably a functioning and useful, amplifier. But the Bluetooth, I'll have to go look. I'll have to go look at that and see what they're about. Yeah, it says Bluetooth, 160. Is that a Bluetooth? There you go. See? Really interesting. That was neat. I hadn't seen one before, and I thought, well, that's interesting. Let's see what do we got here.
That 400?
I think so.
It looks like I have a 400. It looks just like this.
The Fisher.
got 478 68s behind those transformers, and they get hot.
I bet they do.
Oh my God.
A whole stack of stuff in
Stack
Iowa.
of stuff.
Different, you know. You do appreciate when you see everything in black, you sort of appreciates the stuff at the bottom, just the easy on your eyes. Anything is just black, it just disappears.
It looks like a nice Iowa cassette deck on the bottom.
Yeah,
John.
so I was saying I like that's what I like about they get the nice, brushed metal finish, wood.
I never cared for the black myself.
Yeah, it's very impersonal.
It's like now you go to the car dealer, you can buy white, what's it, gray, silver, and black, and that's about it. Anything else, extra cost color.
Oh gosh, if you only got that, most if a lot of like for example, a lot of the European stuff, it's like, white, black, maybe red if you're lucky. And that's it. Everything else is metallic colors and it's all, add another whatever to it, $600 or whatever that is. Yeah, there used to be better color choices for free before, but now it's like you're almost forced to pay for extra cost of paint. Most
Well, I
cars.
think, back in the day, they used to, I think they had college students that were taking all kinds of hallucinogenic drugs, and they would come up with these creative adjectives to describe the color of the paint.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Nowadays, it's just, to me, look at a gray car, baby diaper gray.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. Really, what's in the name? Yeah, could pay
Yes,
somebody to come up with these names, but I know. Here's an
that's a cool radio.
airline, I think, right? With a tuning eye. This is nice. The rolling die. I always like that. It's very
You know what?
attractive.
Maybe that is an airline, John.
Let me go down and see if that
Got the
is an
movie
airline.
dial style
See
dial
if,
on it.
let's see. I think that says airline.
Yeah, you got it.
Ah, I like the design on this. It's very cool.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, I know. One of the few times. Usually it's you guys are getting it. But yeah, it's a very good looking radio. Gecko
Gecko
phone.
phone. Looks to be an early crystal radio there.
Yeah, they say so. And I
Venus.
see these pretty commonly. I know what they're asking. I see the tag was folded over. Emerson,
Emerson.
pretty neat. Nice looking radio. Pretty good shape. Kind of neat with these clear style knobs.
I don't think those are the correct knobs for it. I think they just kind of.
Okay. Oh, maybe you're right.
Oh, maybe no. You know what? Maybe they are. Those look like
I
Emerson
think
knobs.
they are. I think Emerson did make a couple sets that had lucite knobs on them from that vintage.
When I saw that, Howard, I was thinking of like the Philco. There was one model of Philco that it was after the Hippo style radio, and they used those clear lucite knobs on that too. That's why I thought it was.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the sundial.
All right. Is this a Belmont? I'm trying to think what this is. 150.
Got all the looks of a Belmont.
Yeah. It doesn't say it, but confirm, but it looks like it. Looks to me in pretty nice shape. Probably restored. It's probably 150 is not totally ridiculous. Cassettes.
Ooh.
Like that was kind of fun. I saw, oh, you got a whole,
Looks like got some good music on there though.
yeah, some Robert Plant, Little River Band. That's like straight out of the late 70s,
Get down in your blues. There's Muddy Waters there, and you got
Yeah.
the Birds.
Yeah, I did a quick look thinking, and I see a lot of like self-made ones. Like, I see the Fleetwood Mac over here in Boston. So somebody like taped off of like whatever record or whatnot. I did that all the time, because my car had a cassette deck, so I'd play, record my favorite albums on my cassettes, and off on to the races.
I still have a case of cassettes that I used to bring around with me while I was driving my car, and in the 70s. So I still
Oh
have it.
yeah. I have a case as well. I had that from the 80s, would throw something in, especially I was driving to New York, whatever, and slap on a cassette. Off we went.
I kind of miss not having a cassette deck, but then they went with CDs, and now both my wife's car and my car have maybe you have car with the USB port,
Yeah.
so you can put your music on a stick and then stick it in the
Yeah.
USB.
Yeah. No, yeah, I can even I've got a little RC 3.5 millimeter RCA jack. I can output like I could play my Fire tablet if I wanted to and just plug it straight through.
Oh, okay.
Go external if I wanted to. I don't. I usually um uh I just typically listen to whatever's on, the radio. Well, listen, if I catch some interesting thing on NPR, I'll just listen along. But I on the way to and from work, I listen to Morning Edition in the morning and listen to Marketplace on the way home. So that's pretty much my day in a nutshell.
Mhm.
In terms of listening, all the good stuff is in my office and den. Let's see what do we got. It's 120.
Can't
Let's
quite
see.
make that out.
Let's see here. If I could just get, let me just move that thing over. Meta.
Discount? Oh my God, that's like when discount. Yeah, that's what it says.
Oh yeah.
My first transistor radio that my parents got me was a Viscount. Had a big V on the
Yeah.
front of the radio.
Not very seen very often. This is not very seen very often at all.
That's probably a made in Japan receiver from the
Yeah,
70s
I think
or
you're right.
60s, I should say. An old ICO tube tester there.
Yes, indeed. There was a guy that had a bunch of tube testers, I seem to recall. Flip radio speakers. Let's see. Not sure.
Looks like a Silvertone type of dial.
That's a GEK80.
Oh, look at
Oh,
that.
really?
He
It's a
just
nice
job, Howard. Just pulls that right out.
Man,
and
that was a
I'm-
slam dunk.
I have an RCA 140, which is a similar cabinet, but basically the same chassis. Yeah,
There was a stint. I don't know how long they did it for, but I think that GE and RCA were sharing some of the same stuff for a couple of years.
Yeah, drink.
Presents really nice.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, the old Vanguards.
Yes, indeed. A couple of match pairs. Blue and red. Or it's like she's more like a turquoise almost. There we go.
Classic
It's like,
hippo.
oh yeah. Nice
Boy,
shape.
look at the shine on that thing. Boy,
Yeah. That was a good
wow,
look.
that's nice.
Yeah. That was very nice. Love that design. Very attractive. Bendix.
Ah, the
Yeah.
classic Bendix. I actually know somebody that picked one of them up at a garage sale for $5.
Oh,
And
Unbelievable.
we went through it, recapped it, aligned it, and everything, but he won't play it because he's afraid to, have something happen to the Catalan, which I don't blame him. But imagine that, just walking to a yard sale and finding that thing for $5.
I know. You grab it and you run this like
I said to him, I said, I hate you.
Yeah. I know. Good find. Yeah. Kansas really,
Jokingly, of course.
of course. But understandable.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine. He's a good guy.
Fada.
Franco D'Angelo.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a neat looking, tortoise, almost tortoise shell.
Boy, if that thing was polished and buffed out and didn't have all them scratches, look at all the mottling in that thing.
Yeah, I know. Look at that.
Something heated
Yeah,
that thing up on
yeah.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Maybe it was a soldering iron. Oops,
Yes.
fell against it. Or
Yeah,
something.
he-
That Weller
I'm
800
gonna
watt
say
iron,
goodnight.
boy.
I'm going to say goodnight now.
Hey,
because
good
the
seeing you.
Agatha Christie movie is coming on in 5 minutes. So
Barbie, glad you joined us, Pear. It will be wrapping up 5 minutes anyway, but don't miss Agatha Christie. Good seeing you, Pear. We'll see you in the next meeting, maybe.
Good night, Pear.
Bye, Pear. Nice. There was yeah. I don't know. Well, I mean, what I don't know is whether that's the same radio, as in,
I was getting that feeling of deja vu all over again.
Well, did someone buy it and and decide to flip it? I don't know, or it's just, or there were two of them. That I'm not sure.
I actually have that radio in a slightly different box. It's just a little bit longer, the 5S320.
Yeah, that was good looking. It's nice looking. The cabinet is quite attractive.
Yeah, I think I know the one you mean, Bob. The speaker faces the front instead of the side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a Fideco. That is, I think those were the wooden ones were the Canadian models. I heard.
Yeah.
I was reading something or someone told me or whatever. They didn't make any wooden ones here.
Yeah, it's very attractive. And this one's in pretty nice shape overall.
It's your typical Philco Lochtel
Yeah.
AA5 or AA6 radio.
Mickey Mouse. Another stack of stuff.
A little bit of everything here.
Yeah, it's an 8-track player. I think there was sound design. Is that what that
Sound
says?
design.
What else is here? I don't know.
I'm trying to make that out. Is that Techniques or
no? It's the name is
That's a Luxman.
Luxman, thank you.
Luxman? Yes, thank you.
A bunch of other stuff. It's kind of fun to see. Yeah, boombox. The 80s were not too nice on style, radio styles. Hate to say it. It's hard to so the black plastic just kind of, you lose a bit. I know a lot of these sound great. It's just kind of the visual. Oh, here's a.
That's a nice Emerson.
Yeah, it's very attractive. Very nice. Yeah, there was one guy in the back that had a bunch of nice radios. This is one of them. Yeah, there we go. There's a
RCA.
Yeah,
yep.
I think so. That was also really nice. I love the dial face. I love the sunburst style.
Oh, Royal 500.
Yeah, somebody.
Now that's an early one. That's a hand wired. You know how I know now? If
yeah,
let me explain before I get too far ahead of myself here. The early hand wired ones that had the point-to-point wiring also used the knobs that are styled like what's on this radio. So they had like a line going through it, like these. When they started to go when they stopped doing all the hand wired ones, they went to a knob that looks like that, but it didn't have the line going through it. That's the easiest way to tell that apart. But to find a survivor with a pouch is saying something.
I forgot who picked that up. I just took the picture of someone was buying it. Who was it? And maybe the person will be in the picture. I forget. Well,
Onkyo.
Calculators. The guy was selling a bunch of calculators.
Now, if you looked at that adding machine earlier, you couldn't take all these calculators, put them together, and they'd still weigh less than that.
Oh my God!
Adding machine.
I'd say maybe they weigh together about what the keys are. Yeah. Oh my God! Yes. There he is. He had a whole bunch of neat stuff. Let's see. You got 8-track deck. Some radios, Sony, and
he's sitting right behind a 60s Zenith AM FM there.
Yes, indeed.
That was a C730 was the model number on that.
Yes, indeed.
Nice collection of different things.
Yeah, he has some good stuff.
Some Sony, some Panasonic.
I almost want to say he was a first-time seller for, for him, first time he was selling. Lloyd's, well, he said Lloyd's all over the place on the little department stores.
Some of the Lloyd stuff wasn't all that bad.
No,
They were
yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, they were okay. And some transistor radios, Robert. He's had a bunch of stuff. This was kind of interesting. This is a cassette, some sort of deck. I'm not sure what this was.
Could that be an intercom, maybe?
I'm not sure. It's awfully big for an intercom.
It's got a signal meter on it.
Yeah, I see that. And there isn't much else on there.
Meter.
I think that's just an AM radio, and to the right of the signal meter is a drum, and that's how you tune it. You can barely see it. And those were really good receivers for whatever reason.
Okay.
And judging on this is probably like, late 60s Panasonic stuff.
Yes.
Maybe early 70s, but probably late 60s. Good quality stuff. I mean, that's what put them on the map.
It probably predated the Loop and the ball radios or whatever. What do they call them? They came in different colors.
Oh yeah.
I think they came out right around 69, 70, I think.
A few more little pocket radios. Borg Johnson. Never heard of Borg Johnson. I've heard of Bjorn Borg, but not Bjorn.
For the Borg Warner.
Yeah, Borg Warner.
They made toilets and they made transmissions.
I had the latter. I had a Borg Warner T5 5-speed in my Chevrolet Monza. That was
there. You go.
That was in 1975. That was new for that. That was like a brand that was just recently introduced. I had that, and I had a 79 Monza with the V6 with the same gearbox. It was actually a nice gearbox.
There's things that could be said that the Borg Warner boxes, the manual transmissions, they were good transmissions.
Yeah, mine was a great gearbox. Generally not too notchy, generally nice shifting gearbox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. I see more calculators.
Mm.
TI, HP, strike that.
Oh, I think this was the same photo from before.
Yeah, I think I just got a different
close up.
Yeah, I got a different shot of it. Yep. You got it. Let's see here. Actually, I'll wrap this up.
Federal Junior. Oh, that's a crystal set.
Yeah.
You see the galena on top.
Yes, indeed. Well, let's see here. Why don't we stop the Hershey syrup radio? Unheard of, but I guess everyone had to make something.
Frank Zappa had his song about Hershey syrup, and I'm not going to go there.
I can only imagine.
That's kind of funny.
That's funny. But we'll end there.
Correlation. Hershey syrup and a radio.
Go figure.
Yep.
I guess maybe you tune it on the top. Maybe you spin the thing on top. But at any rate, it's actually 9:04. I should cut you guys loose. But it's a good point to leave off. We'll see what we do in a month from now on the because the next meeting will be a round robin, of course. But well, it's fun having you guys here. It's always fun to relive Fall Brookline. It was a lot of good. Every time I look at the photos we talk about, I think, that's something I didn't look more closely enough. I took the photo, but I didn't actually look at what I was taking the photo of, more closely. But this is good. So our next meeting will be, I guess it'll be around the 20th, just in time before Thanksgiving. So meanwhile, enjoy the nice fall weather. Stay well the next couple of weeks, and hopefully we'll see you guys before long. A couple of weeks. Anyway, boys, take care of yourselves.
Have a good night. Nice seeing everyone.
Take care. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you.
Good night.
See you. Yeah, we'll see you in a couple of weeks, maybe. I assume. Bye, guys.